Hi, welcome to Oracle Cloud Financials. Today's in this we will be discussing about a new functionality, Auto Lockbox. So basically, everyone knows that through Auto Lockbox we can import bulk receipts and we can apply those receipts based on the remittance reference numbers to the transactions or purchase orders or sales orders, a balance forward billing or shipping reference or contract numbers in bulk instead of applying each and every receipt on each transaction manually. By selecting it, we can apply the receipts automatically on the open transactions. So what are the basic setups we need to do? We need to have a receipt class and receipt method to be created and receipt source. So the creation method should be manual and remittance method should be no remittance. Whereas coming to the receipt source, it should be manual. Source type should be manual and the batching number should be automatic. Whereas the bank account needs to be there and receipt class and receipt method needs to be there. Coming to the logbox, we need to create the logbox and we need to have a logbox format as well. So logbox definition, it consists of logbox number, business unit, receipt source, account, bank account, and the bank origination number. We can update as use auto apply. So let us take, I have received 10 receipts and on what basis these receipts needs to be applied to the transactions. What are the conditions? What are the rules should be triggered in order to apply a specific receipt on a specific transaction? Those will be done by using these rule sets. We have 5 rules or rule sets. Based on these rule sets, the receipts will be applied on the open transactions. So out of these 5 rule sets, application rule set will be created at the transaction type or set at the transaction type or at BU options. Rest of them you can mention at the customer level or BU level. But auto match rule set and match receipts by rule you can mention at the set at the logbox level as well. Let us check in the system. So I have already opened. So at the logbox, this is the logbox number I will be using to import the receipts. And once you scroll down, how to match the receipts by means I have selected receipts by match receipts by transaction number. Rest of them I haven't selected. And next is auto match rule set. Based on this match rule set, it needs to be matched. So here these two will be mentioned. Whereas coming to the system options at the BU level in cash processing, you can mention the same auto cash rule set, and match receipts by in an order you can provide, and auto match rule set here over here. But we need to make sure, or we need to understand when this auto cash rule set will trigger and when this auto match rule set will trigger, and in the same way when this application exception rule set will be triggering. So here we can create all these rule sets and assign over here. In the same way at the customer level, customer will be having multiple accounts and sites. In particular site, going to the profile history, you can find here receipts matching, where you can have these options and you can assign based on the requirement. Now coming to the main transaction type, you have this application rule set over here. Okay, then okay, now going back to the slides. So what is the process to be followed to import the file received with respect to logbox? So basically the file will be placed in the UCM server and then we will be submitting the scheduled process load interface file for import with the import process name process receipts through auto logbox. When you submit this process, it will fetch all the records in the file and will be inserted into the AR payments interface. So once it is inserted and succeeded, then you can run this process again in the schedule process with the transmission name as yes. So what it does, system will do, it will update the transmission ID in the AR payments interface salt table, so that all these records will belong to this particular transmission name. So that again, if you submit with a different transmission name, then it won't take this record. These records are locked by this transmission name. Then what happens once you submit it, then again you need to submit with the validation. At the validation level, it will be checking whether the auto match can be invoked or not based on the rules created, and the validations will be performed over here. Those whatever the records or the after validation, whatever the records are errored out, you can see in the logbox exception info tile, and then you can correct over there by downloading the file, logbox transmission error file. You can correct it and import once again for validation purpose. Once it is done, then you can submit with the post receipts as yes. So whenever you select the submit post receipts as yes, the records or the receipts will be inserted into this base tables, and the records existing in these tables will be deleted. So this is what happens. Let us do a demo on this. So before going to do a demo, let us understand the file. What are the records I have provided? So this file you can download, and then record one transmission header. I have given the bank account and the bank origination number. Record one, and service header I have provided the same details. Those details required are mandatory, we need to enter, but in these two are normal, but we need to enter them. Record 5, we need to enter the logbox number, and record 6, these are the two batches I am going to import now with the receipt method as logbox, the logbox number, and I have entered anything. Deposit date and time will be provided when you receive the file from the bank. Record 6, this is the payment or the receipts where you will be receiving. Batch names, there are two batch names as I mentioned. Batch header, two batches. With respect to batches, we have 4 receipts, and amount, this is the amount where you can see 974.25. it is not we need to make sure that 2 digits will come after decimals. Receipt date I have given customer account number, so logbox number. Here the transaction reference is nothing but remittance reference number. So these are the 2 transactions I have provided over here. For this I haven't provided. Let us see how the system behaves if I don't provide over here and if I provide here. So these are the 2, and then overflow payment, I have selected the batch name and the item number, sequence and indicator, and this is the batch trailer. These are the details, and next is the count. The total number of records in this logbox file will be counted and mentioned over here. Now let us import this file into the system. So let me go over here and click on schedule new process. File for import, just select it and then click on OK. Then import process, you need to select the process receipts through auto lockbox. So click on search and through auto lockbox. Let us select it and data file. I have already placed this data file, so I am selecting the same file and then click on submit. So this is the process ID which got triggered. So let me check with the submitted by option. Okay. So it is succeeded. So the records are inputted into the AR payments interface all table. Now let us submit one more program. Process 3 receipts through Lockbox. So here I am selecting the business unit. My business unit is ES1. Business unit. And input process ID. The same process ID we have selected. The same process ID. So now transmission is new transmission. So I will keep as LOCK box 001. Let me copy it. So submit import now, as data file already received and there is no need of this. Now it's a default Lockbox. So I will keep the rest of them as no. Just I will enter the transmission. This is first stage. It would have taken a second stage as well. First stage is importing the records into the interface table. Now it is second stage of updating the transmission name as Lockbox. ID will be transmitted, updated for the records. So there is some issue with this. Whenever we submit, it is the page itself is going out. So let us enter one more so that we can check directly. So here schedule process, yeah, it is process receipts through Lockbox. It got succeeded. And once it is updated, you can view that transmission in the manage Lockbox transmission as well. Now going back to the receipts through Lockbox. Select once again the business unit. This time the process ID will not be visible because already we have imported, and this is not a new transmission, this is the old transmission. So I will enter the same transmission name again, default Lockbox. Now I will validate it. So for validating, I need the Lockbox number as well. So this is the Lockbox number I used. Now let us submit. Now as per the system, this needs to trigger the auto match as well. Let us see. So if you see, the auto match also got triggered. So validation report, you can check the validation report as well, whether any issues are there. However, we need to check in the ADFDI, and that will be an easy task instead of checking the validation reports. Like, let us go to the so it is done. So let me open one more. So here, going to account receivables, let me check the business unit. So let us check whether those are imported or not. So total amount will be visible, but however, let us check over here whether they are. If not, we can run the post receipts. Receipt number is, these two belong to one batch, so the total amount will be visible over here. And let us check the batches. This batch. So receipt number is 4005, and if you go over here, the receipt number is 4005, which is there here. Okay, and if you go to the 4006, you can find the 4006 with the amount 866, the amount which we have entered here, 866. So here, if you don't click on post receipts as yes, you can come over here, you can click on this and then click on post option, so that it will be posted. The status will be ready to post. Now instead of that, if you want to post at one go, now let us go back again. Lockbox, and let us select the business unit name. Use one business unit. This is not a new transmission, so the same transmission name we need to give. Subbuild validation is already done. Lockbox is 4436. Now submit post receipts as yes. Let us check it out. Okay, then click on submit. Now going back to this again, schedule process. So post receipt batch will be appearing. let us see over here. Assets. It's taking time. Yeah, it is succeeded. So let us check the receipts here. Go back over here and click on manage Lockbox. It's one business unit. It is today's date. So these are the receipts which got created in the system, and if you see 4008 is uh, the one where it applied. Unapplied amount is there, but these three are applied. So unapplied amount is 0 only here. Let us go and check. So here this is the entered amount. Total applied amount is 974. On which one it has applied? This is applied on the 150766. So this is where we have provided. This is the unapplied amount is 0 because total the amount is applied. Now coming to this one as well, this is applied, and this one it is applied on this. So how it has selected this one, and the last one didn't apply on anything? Why? What might be the reason? So for this we need to understand a different one. So let us understand how the system has identified, but here it didn't identify. Why? So coming back to this one, let us go to here. So here what happens, this is where, and this is the flowchart where you need to make sure to identify why it applied, why it is not applied. I mean, the system didn't identify the required receipt and required transaction by the receipt or not. So here once you import the receipts, remittance reference specified, it is nothing but transaction reference which we have provided in the R sheet Lockbox file. If it is provided, then it will check match receipts by is it a transaction number or not. Then it will check auto match rule set. Based on this rule set, if it is able to identify, then application rule set will trigger. Then based on that, if it is an exact match, auto match rule set, if it is an exact match, then application rule set will be triggered. And if it is an over or under payment, then application exception rule will be triggered. If the auto match rule set is triggered, but you are not able to, system is not able to identify, then no exact match. It will check for the customer or transaction recommendations. Let us take, if the remittance reference number is not specified at all, what it will do, it will check the auto cache rule set. So in this, if it is able to find the match, then application rule set will trigger. And then overpayment, if there is an overpayment or underpayment, leave as unapplied or on account. Overpayment, if it leaves as unapplied or on account. If it is no match found, also it leaves as unapplied or unaccount. This is how the system will identify if the remittance reference number is there, if it is not there. So based on that, uh, we need to make sure with the business that how many, whether you are getting the remittance reference or not. If the remittance reference is not specified, you need to create these rules as well. If it is specified, these rules needs to be created. Based on this, the receipts will be applied on the particular transactions. Yeah, thank you very much.